We are brought to you today by Smooth My Balls. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, are you sick of cutting yourself, nipping yourself with those old razors that you've used 412 different times? Well, Smooth My Balls has you covered. Your number one source for male grooming products, dedicated to providing you the very best trimmers with an emphasis on service, friendliness, and overall good experiences. Smooth My Balls has come a long way from its beginnings in England. When they first started out, their passion was for male grooming. That drove them to start their own business and to find the best products suitable for easy grooming. You will thank me later, your privates will thank me later, and your partner will thank me later, because you're gonna be smooth as an egg. Trust me. Use code POP at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Limit one order per household per day. Guys, girls, get on it. Shave up. Get it. Good morning, happy Saturday. How's everyone doing this morning? It's
What up?
quite foggy out today, but that doesn't mean we have to be down. Before we get into it, make sure that you're smashing that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Today, got some fun things to talk about. The Pop Culture Corner podcast Saturday is back. It's back. And it's been a while since we did it like this, but I'm happy to be here.
Yep. It's been a few weeks.
First time, like I've done it without Justice. Besides, like I think I did it. I did it with the comedian kid, but
Right.
it's all different. But I'm for sure ready to get back into it. We took some weekends off and did a couple of things. And how are you feeling today?
I'm doing good. I'm awake. It's bright and hot over here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm still reeling in from. I didn't get to bed until about 3 or 4 a.m. last night.
Yeah. So I've been talking about this for a while now. I've been talking about it for a while, and I know today is the climax of potentially what could happen. But I've been talking about Dogecoin for a while now, and Elon Musk has been one of those guys that's really been behind it. And I bring it up because tonight he'll be doing the SNL hosting.
Yep.
And Dogecoin overnight like skyrocketed again, up to 74 cents, which is it broke its record. And what they want is basically for it to get to $1. That would happen in less than a month. That would be unreal. Like that would be like some records. I'm pretty sure would be broken by doing that.
Right.
Right now it's holding at like 69 cents, like 68, 69 cents, but 74 cents, man, it's just outrageous.
Yeah.
And it's been making money, like a lot of money. I mean, for a lot of people who don't know, it started off as a joke. like a
Right.
literal joke.
It was a joke. Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
joke cryptocurrency. Um, it started in 2013, right around when Bitcoin started, as a joke, to like kind of make fun of Dogecoin. I mean, not make fun of Bitcoin, but it has since taken off in the recent month and become and actually one of like the top five in market cap. For
Wow.
its market cap is bigger than Facebook. No, it's bigger than Twitter. It's bigger than Ford, and it's approaching Moderna, which is the company that literally did the COVID vaccine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So Dogecoin is about to take on what's potentially saved millions of lives. It's no joke. It's no joke. This coin is no joke anymore. It's making people money, including yours truly. So
Right. Yeah.
I would say if you haven't already bought into Dogecoin, get in there today before tonight happens. So I mean, not too much going on with that, but um, it is what it is. I would recommend giving it a look. See, don't invest your life savings, but don't let it go by either.
Right.
So um, that's
This
enough of
life
this
moment.
cryptocurrency talk. I did I found some cool stuff that happened. Well, not happened, but it was seen yesterday. Check out good old Bart Allen.
Oh yes, yes, I did see that, and all the other. He was getting beat up by looks like multiple flashes.
Yeah. So Bart Allen, also known as Impulse, I believe. I believe
Hmm.
it's Impulse, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I kind of lost my interest in the Flash when
Right.
they
I never had it, but go ahead.
yeah, I lost my interest in the Flash when they started doing all this other stuff. They started like bringing in like this girl right here. She's the most annoying actress in the world. She is so bad, um, and she plays Barry and Iris's daughter from the future, and she comes back in time, um, and it was like cool for like the first episode, but then
Hmm.
she became a regular, and
Right. Right.
she not only does she screw everything up consistently, but she's the worst superhero I've ever seen. Um, so I don't know what they're gonna do with Bart. I think it might be her child. I don't know though. I don't know where they're gonna go with it. I don't. Um,
I'm not gonna lie. I've refused to watch Arrow and the Flash and all the CW stuff. Just because I don't know. I don't like the whole cheap
Flash makes
knockoff thing.
Barbara. Ugh, she's
Oh,
so bad.
really? I
Um,
don't know. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
It's I guess I saw the like crisis stuff just to see, but and yeah, I don't know. I can't. It's hard for me to watch that and take it seriously.
I don't know.
It's just hard.
Supergirl's ending. Supergirl's ending after season 7.
Right.
And then honestly, I didn't ever watch Supergirl. It wasn't for me.
Same.
It was not for me. But that's not to say that it wasn't good or good by someone else's standards or whatever. Um, but it wasn't for me. It was heavily induced with drama, and it was all like politically correct and this and that, and I don't know. It never I don't know. It never did it for me, to be honest. Um,
Yeah.
so I just don't know.
Yeah. It's not my CW stuff. Isn't my cup of tea. I mean,
Yeah,
I am interested though. That hopefully like these HBO shows will have a little bit of a better budget and more better look and stuff.
yeah. Um, it just the Arrowverse, especially with Arrow gone now. Like Arrow is not even
Yeah.
like Arrow is the one show.
Stephen Amell's moved on, right?
Yeah, Arrow was they were gonna do like a spinoff with the girls at the end of Arrow,
Hmm.
his daughter from the future. Like I feel like that's like a consistent theme now, is someone from the future is now in the show and taking over, or a
Right,
hero in
right.
their own right, yada yada yada. It's a consistent theme and it's getting boring. But yeah, so I didn't like how they ended Arrow. I did not enjoy it. I thought the last episode didn't even have Stephen Amell in it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so the final episode of Arrow didn't have Arrow. It had his daughter playing, or his daughter took over the mantle as Arrow.
Okay,
But
right.
it was just like this, like really like hyper politically correct episode.
Okay. Well, it's kind of like Gotham. I had an issue with Gotham because, right, Batman. You can't have Batman in Gotham. You can, and it was just weird. I did. The Gotham stuff was weird.
Yeah. And then, did you watch where Flash left off? Did you see where Flash left off? Okay.
No.
So, for those of you who don't know, it might be a spoiler if you haven't seen it, but not too much because I don't really even know. I mean, I watched it because I watched Crisis and stuff because I caught up on all of it. But Iris is trapped in like some mirror universe, and the evil version of Iris is in the real world, quote unquote, the real world, right? And that wasn't supposed to be where the show left off. It was because of COVID that they had to
right. Put on,
they like ended it early. But it ended there, and it ended on like a weird cliffhanger. And they're supposed to pick it up right where that left off for the new season to kind of like finish out that story arc pretty quick. So my guess is that season 8, is it season 8? I think season 8 is going to have this like mini arc in the beginning of it to finish out the previous season's arc, and then it will kind of kick itself back into overdrive. Maybe even the mid-season finale will be like, we'll get a shorter arc. I don't know. I just don't know what they're gonna do. I hope they don't take this and run with it for a whole nother season, because it was terrible. It was lame. Honestly, it was lame.
Again, yeah, I will say I did watch. No, I didn't watch Swamp Thing, but I actually heard
badass.
I heard great things about it. I did start Titans. I enjoyed Titans a lot. I'm
so aggravated that Swamp Thing got canceled before it even got a chance.
Well, yeah, it had a pretty like it had an interesting production. I know it had some issues and stuff.
Oh, okay. So Prakash is. Oh yeah, it's airing right now. I forgot about that. The Flash is airing right now. So yes, like I thought, that whole plot ended in 3 episodes. That's what I figured they were going to do. Is they were going to take a couple episodes from the new season, wrap up what they didn't wrap up last year.
Yeah.
And then go forward.
Move on. Yeah.
I forgot that it's airing right now. But yeah. So anyway. But Swamp Thing I thought was really good. I thought Swamp Thing deserved a little bit more love. It had some behind the scenes issues. It was supposed to be 13 episodes. It ended up getting shortened because of some. I don't know exactly the reason right off the top of my head, but the series did get shortened. But I thought the shortened season, even though I knew that something went wrong, I still enjoyed it for what it was. I thought the series was done pretty magnificently. And then Titans is good.
I like Titans. That's really the only one. I've heard good things about Doom Patrol, and I know those are like like a step above the budget of the CW stuff. So that's why I'm kind of interested. But I'm probably gonna get more into Titans because I know they're doing some Jason Todd stuff, and Jason Todd's like one of my all-time favorite characters, and I'm just interested to see what they're going to do with him. That's another character I think DC has neglected big time. Makes him do some really good stuff, even outside of the whole death in the family stuff. Just even him as Red Hood and all that is some really good story.
Yeah, Jason Todd in the show Titans, I think he's portrayed it really well.
Okay, I can't wait then.
Because they got that kid, I don't know what his name is, but they got that kid playing him, and I swear to God, he jumped right out of the book.
I'm still in season 1, but I know he's coming in season 2, so I look forward to it. And then he's like predominantly in season 3. I think he shows up as Red Hood or whatever.
No.
Or is he? No, it's not season. Is season 3 already out?
No. Season 3 is what we're coming into.
Okay.
But they want to do a spin-off with him as Red
Oh.
Hood. But I think the best course of action would be to let Titans play its course, and then when Titans ends, if it
Have
ends
him.
sometime, in the future, spin it off with Red Hood. That way, we at least know the character as Jason Todd for a while. That's
Right.
at least and he wouldn't be so young. Like,
And
the kid's pretty young right now.
And I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen, so I don't know what they're gonna do. But I mean, that's the other thing I'm thinking too is, are they gonna pull in the whole Batman Joker? Is this gonna be a whole different way that he turns into Red Hood, or So I'm kind of, I'm probably gonna be a little picky about that, to be honest too, because I really enjoy the whole, Batman on his way to saving brutal death by Joker story.
Yeah. They got that kid playing. Not that kid. They got that guy playing Batman.
Yeah.
Moment and
I don't like him.
He didn't hit well with me as Batman. Even an
Yeah.
older Bruce Wayne, he didn't hit for me with. I don't find myself enjoying when he's in the episode.
Right.
How a series like that, you would be anticipating Batman to show up, right? When we did for so long, we really did. You would get shadow glimpses of Batman, in certain episodes. Maybe the cape would kind of glow into the camera. But other than that, really nothing. And then we all anticipated Batman showing up, and when he did, it was like, oh,
right, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Anyway, so Prakash, I did want to speak on that after this though, and it won't be what you think I'm going to say. Let's just put that out there.
Oh boy.
But I do have something sad to talk about. You guys know Robert Downey Jr., of course.
Yeah.
So he has an assistant, or he had an assistant. Sadly, his assistant passed away at age 52. His name was Jimmy Rich, and he passed away in a pretty tragic car accident. This is Robert Downey and Rich here. Jimmy and Robert were they worked together side by side for almost 2 decades, and it was really it was one of Robert's really close friends. They went everywhere together. Rich made very lasting impressions on pretty much everyone at Marvel, because he was there with Robert for every scene or whatever, and he just made himself. He was a really good guy, and he passed away last week or this past week in a pretty tragic way, a tragic car accident. So I know I'm not trying to it's not Marvel that I'm talking about here, but it's just a guy in the entertainment industry, that was taken at 52 years old, and it sucks, especially because they were such good friends, and it wasn't just a job at that point for this guy. It was like a way of life, and that's just sometimes life, man. Sometimes life. So it's tragic, but he gave a pretty touching and emotional tribute on Thursday. So if you can check that out, it's pretty tear jerking from what from what I saw, and just keep Mr. Jimmy Rich in your thoughts and prayers, and his family and whatnot, and may he rest easier now that he's has passed away. We don't wish that anyone gets taken like that, so that sucks.
Yeah.
Look at this dude.
Oh wow!
Dude, they look pretty spot on.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I showed my friends that last night, and I said, I cannot wait for this biopic. I think it's gonna be phenomenal. That is spot on. That's
from Hulu.
Yeah,
that's what it's called, and that's Lily James, I believe her name is.
Lily James, and
so good as Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, she looks unrecognizable. I don't know if you've seen what Lily James looks like, but she does not look like that. Sebastian Stan too. I mean, he's got the look down. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. That's a show I'm really excited for.
Yeah. So Sebastian, I've never really. So did you ever see that movie with him? Not is I think it's a movie. Yeah, the movie of he's in with the ice skater girl.
Yeah, I Tanya. Yeah,
I Tanya.
yeah.
That was like the first time I had ever seen him in a role like that, like where he was like different.
Not the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and I feel like this is gonna be another one of those where
Oh,
like this is a completely different Sebastian Stan.
he does a lot of indie work, so
I'm excited to see it.
He's constantly, and that's what I love about him. He's literally the only mainstream thing I can think of is the Marvel stuff, and he shows up every now and again in some some features, but he's mainly does indie work. He just had another movie release called Mondays or something like that. It's getting a lot of really good reviews. I was going to probably look into it.
All right, yeah.
But yeah.
First look as Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee Jones. It's gonna be on Hulu, and that's gonna be I don't know how many episodes, but it's going to be like a biopic kind of about Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. And if you had seen the real picture of this picture in real life,
yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw the side by side comparison.
Besides like
it's
the backdrop and like how they're standing in a way.
And there's some tattoos and obviously the
chain is a little different.
Chain's different, yeah, but still pretty close.
But yeah, as close as you can get.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
And then this next thing is pretty sad. Again, so Drax, the guy who plays Drax, we all know who that is, Dave Bautista, went on record, was in an interview and said that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will most likely be the last time he suits up as Drax.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean by suits up.
Okay? Right, yeah.
But yeah,
sits for 6 hours in the makeup chair and
yeah. So he said that he pretty much said that look, it may not be the last time you see Drax, but it'll be the last time I play the character. And he wants to move on and do other things and be the lead. Now with the Army of the Dead thing, he's not as much a side character as he is a potential leading man. So I just don't think he wants to be like the comedic relief anymore. He says like 3 lines every couple minutes, or not every couple minutes, but every hour he'll say like a couple things, and it'll just be like kind of funny here and there, yada yada. I just don't think this is the role he wants anymore.
So. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I think for my guess is it's more of, and he said it on Twitter. He's like, I'm going to be 53 years old. Can't be keeping. He's got to do the role shirtless every time. He's got to keep the figure. He's got to sit in the makeup chair. So I'm thinking it's probably more those things than the necessary like, I don't want to play this, because he loves working with James. He has said he will do anything for James Gunn. James Gunn wrote him a part for the Suicide Squad, and he took Army of the Dead over that, obviously for career choices. James supported that, but I doubt it's because he doesn't want to play the character anymore. I think it's just it's a lot. I don't think a lot of people don't realize how much goes into playing that character.
I'm gonna disagree with you there.
I mean, think about the workout regimen. Again, he's got to be shirt. You see the poor guy. He's the only one. He's the only one shirtless, like on set, like on a freezing set, and they got to give him a jacket. And it must suck.
Once you get a taste for being the leading role, rarely do you like going back and playing a character like Drax, where you're, you're loved by the fans, but, and dude, he's 53, but he's Dave Bautista. He's always going to be in shape. He's like The Rock. The Rock.
Well, he literally said on Twitter, I don't want to be trying to keep up this body for so long at 53. So that's what he said.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that for the next 10 years, he'll look this way until his body starts falling apart. Because that's what happens naturally. We all
right.
The Rock will not look like The Rock for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he is some alien specimen.
Which he might be at this point.
Exactly. Exactly, Prakash. I'm thinking he wants to explore more lead roles. He might say things like, "Hey, yeah, it's really hard to keep up, keep up the figure." Oh,
Yeah.
Dave, really? I just thought that's how you like to look, because he looked like that for years and years and years before he was an actor.
Mm.
I mean, he started off in wrestling. I get that, and he had to look like that there too, because that's how they all look, or at least the good ones. Um,
Yeah.
that's where The Rock started, John
I
Cena. All
I
those
I
guys are way too big.
I mean, I'm
And
sure
yeah,
he wants. I'm sure he wants to play other roles, but I doubt it's because he wants to. It's just because he wants to be the lead or not be a super. I mean,
he wants to be
really,
more. Those
what's
Marvel
what's he gonna
projects
say? What's he gonna say
12
to
years
people
long.
like Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel in those movies? Those are way bigger names than he is, and they're in leads, and they aren't complaining about being a supporting cast member. And plus, the
And
Guardians
they
movies, I
also they
think,
also just sit in a sound booth. So I mean, it's very
Vin.
different.
Very true, very true. But I mean, still, I doubt. Yeah, I doubt it's because of that.
So we'll healthily disagree.
We respectfully
I think
disagree.
Dave realizes now that he can do it. That he's a
Oh,
leading guy,
yeah,
and
he knows that absolutely.
Marvel
And
contracts are super restricting in what you can do and what you can't do, and
right,
you have to be here and here and here and here and
but I
here.
mean, I've also heard things. Look, Marvel knows how popular the character of Drax is. I wouldn't be surprised if
Do you think they'll
they
kill
were.
him, or do you think they'll try to recast him? If they wanted, say they wanted a Guardians of the Galaxy
Well,
4.
that's the thing. The interesting thing was that I heard like Drax and some of these other characters were getting looked at for like spin-off series for Disney Plus. But I kind of, now that I think about it, I would be more interested in seeing Drax with his family during the Thanos invasion and how all that went down
Yeah, that would be dope.
than to really see him after Guardian. You know what I mean? Uh, so
Yeah, this is
with
also a good point.
and I'm thinking too. James does this thing where he takes like you said, kind of the lighter characters and he makes them the heart, like Yondu with Guardians of the Galaxy. And but you think about his sacrifice at the end was like so hard hitting and emotional. I think Drax would actually make for a really great character to kill off like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Drax isn't what I was gonna say is Prakash makes a good point here. So especially with Thor in Guardians 3, it's going to be hard for so most of the attention I would see in that film will go to Star Lord and Chris Hemsworth.
Do we know Thor's in Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Yeah, so he's the way we confirmed it was we didn't know that there was going to be a Thor 4 at all until after that announcement. So when Thor 4 was announced, we had already known, and they had already said that Thor was going to be in Guardians 3 because they were going to continue that that the end after the end of Endgame when they kind of
Right.
leave together,
Right.
that was
Right.
where that was going to go, and then they announced Thor 4 after that. So people kind of were like, wait. Well, the Guardian's going to be in that, and yes, now we've heard that is true. So I
Right.
feel like the two properties are now like synonymous.
Well,
Where
but here's the thing though. We know that Thor 4 picks up, I guess, with Guardians and Thor, but they only shot for like a week. So my guess is something happens in the beginning of the movie. They go their separate ways, and the Guardians will pick up. And Taika's already said he's worked with James on the story, so he knows the story of Guardians 3. Yeah, I don't think they would put. I don't think James would put Thor in Guardians. I don't know. He likes to keep it focused on the Guardians. That's what I like about the Guardians movies. He keeps it on the Guardians.
this is already known though that Thor is going to be in the third Guardians.
No, it's not. I just looked it up. It's not confirmed.
This is what they say.
We know that Guardians are in Thor 4. I mean, and plus, Guardians isn't even going to start shooting until next.
A bet?
I'll make a bet.
We'll keep it simple. We'll keep it to 50.
Okay.
$50. I bet Thor is in Guardians 3.
I bet he's not.
And
in
it
Guardians
can't just be a cameo either. It has to be like an arc.
Well, Or like I would expect like the Guardians in Thor is probably going to be like a glorified cameo. Like the first 15, 20 minutes, we're probably going to see. You know what I mean?
What do you
So
guys think?
I would count that. I would count that. But I
Okay.
don't think.
All right. So
I
more
don't-
than 10 minutes.
right. Like if it's a glorified cameo, I'll give you that.
Okay. All right. $50. You heard it here first. I'll drop the contract.
All right. Hey man,
Um,
I got until 2023 for this one, so I should be good.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes. Well, I'm it sucks. I like Drax. I think he's cool. I think they relied heavily on him sometimes, for like weird comedic scenes, and then like so I'm one of those people that the Guardians franchise never really hit for me. The first one was tight. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. The first one was a fun movie. The second one, not so much. I walked out of the theater kind of depressed with how it went.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy. I enjoyed it, I suppose you could say, but I wasn't.
I understand. I understand what you're saying.
I wasn't over the moon about it.
I'm a weirdo. Like even like in my script writing and the scripts that I write and stuff, I love to see characters die. I think that's probably like my favorite thing. Main characters die and have it be a sad ending and a bunch of. So Guardians 2 for me was like better than the first one. I really I like that type of stuff. I mean, and two, I just love how it's so different from everything in the Marvel. It's it's edgy and it feels very unique and where place where Marvel a lot of it feels the same. I would say James and Russo brothers have like established themselves in the Marvel as being very unique and separate.
I like James Gunn. I do.
Mm.
I do. I don't like him as a Marvel director.
Mm.
And I don't know if I'm gonna like him as a DC director.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about DC. I mean, I'm being like optimistic because like he has like full creative control and he went hard R and all that, and I know he thrives in those things. So I mean, we'll see. But it does. I feel like he made the Suicide Squad like a little too much like Guardians, and that's what I don't like.
Well, we will find out very soon about the Suicide Squad and how it's going to be taken. See, for me, I think what you just said is pretty spot on. I think it's going to be too much like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
R-rated Guardians, basically.
Yeah, with the same set of humor, the same subplot.
I'll be honest. I know people thought it was funny the stuff, and I hated the dick jokes in the trailer. The whole John Cena? Hated that. I hated that.
Pretty rough.
Hated it. And I know a lot of people liked it, but I was like, nah, that's enough. The Suicide Squad for me.
But yeah, so we will. So when we come back, we will be talking a little bit more about Henry Cavill, and that whole deal. So people think that to give you a little rundown, people think that he unfollowed Warner Brothers in DC.
Right.
But we'll get into it after. And then I have some stuff about Paramount Plus in a movie that might be stirring up some buzz. And I'm excited. But does anyone actually have Paramount Plus? I know I don't.
I do.
I don't.
I'm that guy though. I have all of them. I have everything. I got.
We are brought to you today by Showcase Cinemas Deluxe. Right now, Mortal Kombat is in theaters, and we were live from inside the theater for all-day coverage of the film on April 23rd. Make sure to get out and support your local theaters now. See these larger-than-life movies the way they were intended, on the largest screen possible. Showcase offers X+, which is their large premium format theater. Not only do you see and hear the film, but you become a part of it as well. Find out where your local Showcase Cinemas is by heading to their website, www.showcasecinemas.com. Again, that's www.showcasecinemas.com, or by clicking the link in the description below. Remember, be Showcase safe. Showcase has implemented several protocols to ensure that your focus remains on the film, not on the pandemic, including new ventilation systems in each theater to ensure proper airflow, sanitizer on every wall, and so much more. Enjoy the movie the way it was meant to be, with a night out to the theater. We are brought to you today by Bonk's Bar in Philadelphia. Bonk specializes in seafood and good times. If you're in the Philly area, make sure to stop by, and on Tuesdays, our resident producer Jack hosts trivia at the bar. Mention Pop Culture Corner to Jack and receive your first drink on the house. For more information about the menu or specials, visit the website for Bonks or their social media pages. All of the links are in the description below. This was an easy one, guys. Head out, support your local service industry. Go to Bonks, grab some seafood, some beer and wine, play some trivia, and have a good time. We are brought to you today by Kai CBD, a Las Vegas-based health and wellness brand that crafts a full-spectrum CBD hemp-derived product line. Made with 100% love, the brand was created by a 20-year licensed massage therapist for her husband who suffers from chronic pain. Healing is what Kai lives for. Head over to their Facebook or Instagram and mention Pop Culture Corner to receive 10% off your order of all or any of their CBD-derived product line. Guys, their website is in the works. Head over to their Facebook or Instagram. The links are in the description below. Mention Pop Culture Corner and get 10% off. This ad is an easy one for me. Easy, as I use the products myself. They are wonderful. So head over, mention Pop Culture Corner, and get 10% off your order of all orders forever. All right, yeah, so, Spiral, yeah.
Spiral.
So, Spiral is coming out next week. Do you like horror movies? Do you like the Saw franchise?
So I'm not crazy about horror. I mean, like, I like gore and stuff. I don't like the Saw movies, no. Mainly just I haven't seen them, but I was just I don't know. I never was attracted to seeing people get tortured for a few hours, And I know it's like a thrilling and all that, but I know. But this one, I know this is going to be like pretty different than most Saw movies. It's going to be like more, seems like thriller, detective stuff. And Chris Rock came up with the story, so I am going to see this one. I am going to see this one.
Yeah. I mean, I watched every single one of them. Every single.
Really?
Yeah, I saw every single one in theaters.
Whoa.
With my cousin, it's like
Like
almost
a
like
tradition.
a tradition, yeah. And,
Yeah.
But for the last couple of them, I fell asleep.
Really?
Yeah. Fell asleep during the theater.
Wow, that's
pretty impressive while someone's getting tortured on screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gotta be pretty. I mean, I don't know, like. I enjoy gore movies and violence and action and all that, but that was just a little much for me. I was like, watching some dude.
Were wild.
Yeah,
they were wild, man.
That's what I heard.
Really wild. But yeah, okay. So, there was this thing going around on Twitter, and it's got to do with Henry Cavill,
right?
And I know we have already talked about what went down with Ta-Nehisi Coates as Superman or J.J. Abrams as Superman being announced as, yes, it is Clark Kent. It is a person of color playing him. But as of right now, it's not connected to the DCEU proper Earth Prime or whatever it was.
Right.
Now, people seem to think that Henry Cavill has unfollowed Warner Brothers and DC on Twitter. I'm here to tell you that is a bold-faced lie. And it is not true. Henry Cavill never followed Warner Brothers and never followed DC Films on Twitter. He had 130-something people that he followed 2 weeks ago, and guess what? It's the same exact number today. So we need to stop making things up to get headlines. I'm talking to you, Grace Randolph.
Where
do you think this came from?
Is that where this came from?
But it was weird.
Stupid woman.
So.
Yep, but I don't know if she started it, but she played into it, and then like
Right.
she always does, she plays into everything that will get her clicks and views and everything like that. But no, Henry Cavill did not unfollow Warner Brothers and DC, as he never followed them previously. There's someone sent me like literal proof of, I don't know why they like kind of stalked Henry Cavill, I suppose.
Hmm.
But they had a picture of his followers,
Right. Right. Yeah.
went
I
through
saw
it
that.
and looked around, and um, I think they made a video about it. It was like, well, why does Henry Cavill not follow Warner Brothers in general?
Right.
And now this all came out, and this person was like, no, wait, no, he never did. He never followed them in the first
Right.
place.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so this is, you know what this is? It's drama. It's
Hmm.
basically people creating a story to make it seem like, oh, look, there's drama in DC. There's drama at Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
there's enough drama that's already true and exists. We don't
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
create any. We don't need to
Anymore.
falsify stories, because there's already enough to go around.
Hmm.
So cut it out. It's not true. It's just it's, uh, this whole Superman deal's got people up in arms, man.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
People up in arms.
And I think a lot of people too don't. There's a lot of people that don't realize that it's not. I don't think a lot of people know yet that it's going to be Clark Kent, and it's not the other iterations that are already there, that already have stories and could be told, and no, they're just going to race swap Clark Kent.
And why do you think that's a bad thing?
Uh,
I'm not calling you out either. I agree, but
no, yeah, right,
why is
yeah.
it a bad thing that we do this?
Um,
By the way, trigger
look,
alert.
it's again. I said this the other day. It's like Michael B. Jordan said. There's other characters. There's other things that people of color have worked on, that are great stories that have that a lot of people don't know about. That it's an opportunity for Warner Brothers to make their Guardians of the Galaxy or their Eternals, to make these characters that people, Calvin Ellis or Val Zod, Static Shock, all these, John Stewart, that people may not know about, even though John Stewart is definitely the most popular of all those that I just said. But other stories, characters that people may not know about, and make them household names. How cool would it be if like Clark Kent and Val Zod were or Calvin Ellis were household names, instead of just Clark Kent.
Instead of just race swapping Clark Kent.
Right. And then that's the other thing too, is there's a lot of things specific to Clark Kent that are specific to the story. And I'm not saying you can't. I guess you can change it and do all that, but like I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Do you think that Warner Brothers has finally put the final nail in the coffin for the Snyderverse, like Adam is saying?
No, because I'll take the final nail in the coffin when a studio official comes out and says Snyderverse is dead. I really think there's a civil war going on. I think there's people there that they want the Snyderverse, and they're fighting the people that don't want it.
Yeah. People will argue with you and say that Ann Sarnoff has said that already. People will argue with what you said.
Okay, right, because she came out and she said that, yeah, right, that this was the end.
So, in your mind, what are the chances that the Snyder Cut, Snyder universe gets a continuation, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's a year from now, or whether it's 5 years from now? God willing, it's not 5 years from now.
Right. I think right now there's like 15-20% chance.
That's low.
That's very low.
That's a very low percentage.
But you did say, look, I don't know. I don't have any insider information. I don't know any scoops or anything. I do know there's a lot of legality to this certain stuff. And like, if there were any conversations with Snyder, there's no way he'd be able to talk about it.
Right. I mean, look how long they were talking about making the Snyder Cut.
Exactly.
Right. About it.
Exactly. And so that's why I'm putting that percentage there, that chance, because we don't know, you know. And like I said, I don't have any scoops or inside info, and you know, if I did, I'd put a higher percentage, and that would be my way of saying. Yeah. But you know, I don't, and I think, but also I think, you know, we'll see. These fans are persistent. They did it before. They're bombarding Warner Brothers again. And it seems like things are really unstable at DC. You know, this week they're trying to get rid of Toby without Toby knowing. You have all the stuff going on with.
He's out of his mind.
Well, now he knows. Right? Yeah. Right. Now he knows. Right. You had Zack Snyder did Justice League did really well in China. I think you know. Then there's the Justice League trailer that got released. That I don't know if you saw, got all the dislikes, and then Warner Brothers took it down. On the dislikes, they took down the dislikes. So you cannot see the number of dislikes on the new 4K Justice League trailer.
What page is it on?
It's on the Warner Brothers. I don't know. Look at Justice League 4K 2017 trailer.
They do have a YouTube.
But you know, and then also you have the Warner Brothers UK and Warner Brothers International going. You know, hashtag we love the Snyder Cut and all this stuff. So it seems like there's just a mess over there. It's just a mess.
All right, so I don't see it here. Do you see it?
No, I think you're better off just typing in Justice League 2017 4K trailer. Huh. Yep. You see the dislike number? Oh, they put it back. So somebody put this morning, I saw a picture. I wonder if I took a screenshot.
Hold on, I want to watch this. Actually, no, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, gosh.
I have not watched this.
They put Snyder Cut stuff in there. It's not fun.
Damn. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Wow.
They
used so much of his of Zach's movie.
Yep.
It was insanity.
Yep. Again, just hoping that there's a lawsuit on the way.
Wow, that was insane. They actually did use a lot that they shouldn't have been using. All those Lois Lane things at the beginning, those aren't in Justice League. When she's waking up out of the bed and like.
Right. Yeah. Right. It looks.
Not in there.
It's not in there. But I agree with Prakash. He said, "Do you think WB's looking at the that thinking most viewers don't care? So yes, I do." And I said that yesterday. It's a all press is good press for them attitude that I think Joby has.
I took it down.
We got taken down?
No, I said I took it down. I took the trailer down and went to watch something.
Okay.
I didn't see the total views.
Oh yeah. So well. Okay. I mean, it's that's the thing.
So it has 843,000 views. Now, let's do some simple math here, right? It has 857,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
128,000 people cared to comment, like or dislike.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're thinking, yes, naturally they think, well, there's only 128 of those 800 and something thousand that cared to actually say something, right? So yes, of course they're looking at it like, well, there's 650,000 people that we can assume liked it. They're not going to assume that they disliked it. They're going to assume that they liked it. So they just watched it and moved on.
And I think Warner Brothers is starting, or not Warner Brothers, but maybe Ann or Toby, whoever's in charge, whoever's doing stuff, I think they're starting to get this mentality that, the whole Snyder Cut fandom in reality is a loud minority. They're very, very intense, and yes, they bombarded and we're all over Warner Brothers, but I think, I don't think it's enough for them for Ann or Toby to go, oh yeah, let's restore the thing, because they're looking at it like that. Oh, it's got 800,000 views, only 128 don't like it. There's 600,000 that didn't say anything, that don't care,
And if I was Warner Brothers, right, I would just say, yeah, I would assume that they enjoyed it.
Right.
I'd paint that picture as half full. Easy.
I
would easy. Like, yeah, well, people on YouTube, they don't, the normal people that watch videos don't like or dislike them, right?
Right.
Because they're not like that. They don't care to like or dislike. So those are ours. Those views are ours. They're not yours. They didn't dislike it because they didn't take the time to dislike it.
Yeah.
Well, more people took the time to dislike the video than they did to like it. So that's how we're seeing it, right? Because there's always two sides to a story. We, Snyderverse fans, we're saying, look at how many people disliked it over liked it. And they're saying, look how many people watched it. And look how many people didn't care to like or they're painting two different pictures here. And that's what will win out is the latter, the Warner Brothers way to think about it, right?
Yep.
Because naturally they're a studio, right? And they're like, well, and it's funny because you could say that about box office numbers as well, right? Right. Think about that. Justice League didn't do that great in theaters, but it didn't do terrible either.
But it did still lose money, thankfully.
It definitely didn't make them money.
Right.
But guess what did? That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Man of Steel made a good amount of money.
Man of Steel, yeah. BVS
technically made money.
Yep.
And now looking back on it with all the remastered versions that they've sold, I couldn't even get a new copy of BVS yet because it's sold out every couple seconds.
But they're still losing money on Zack Snyder's Justice League.
On Zack Snyder's Justice League? You think they're losing money?
Dude, they put I bet it was more than 70 million that they put into that movie.
Then why wouldn't they tell us? If they wanted to make it like, oh my god,
because they're not going to recoup that $70 million that they did to
we did. We put $100 million into this and it didn't even do anything. You guys want us to continue this universe, but it keeps killing our wallets. If I was Warner Brothers and I put more than 70 million, I would make damn sure you knew about it. Be like, look what I did for you, and it didn't do shit for us.
But that's the thing. They didn't look at it that way. They looked at it as shutting up the Snyder fans. And so they left all the marketing and all of that into Snyder's hands and the Snyder fans' hands. They basically did. Snyder fans basically did all the marketing for Zack Snyder's Justice League and Zack.
Good job too.
They did a great job, absolutely. But that goes to show you the mentality that Warner has. Give you the 70 million, just end it after that.
Yeah, modern marketing is definitely not the same, right? Modern marketing is going to be all this, all through your phone, and I think that going forward, like for instance, like commercials on TV aren't really going to do as well. No, do you have cable?
I don't. No, but my mom does here, so yeah.
I don't have cable. Not many people I know still have it unless they're an older generation of people. Right. I had cable when I first moved into this place, and it was an unrealistic amount of money.
Right.
Like you're paying $160 a month for nothing that you couldn't get with other things.
At this point, you can get all of the streaming services for like $70 a month, and if it's basically cable. The show comes on Hulu the next day.
So, and I think a la carte TV is going to be the next thing.
Hmm.
Like the cable companies are going to need to adapt. And
Yeah.
basically, what I think they should
But
do is allow
I,
you to pick and choose exactly, not these like
mm,
bundles. Not the
right,
bundles that they have is like, oh,
right,
you get
right,
all these channels in a bundle, but it's all pre-selected for you. I
right.
think you should be able to go in, be like,
And,
I want ESPN, AMC, like the network that Walking Dead's on,
right,
not the movie company. I want TBS, TNT. You be able to pick exactly what you want. Each one of them
right,
has a price tag on it, and you group together what you want. Obviously the bigger networks cost a little bit more money, and then
right.
you kind of put your own package together. I think a la carte TV is the next thing.
I'll
To
be
keep
honest with you.
cable
I don't
companies
even
in the
think it's gonna
bundle.
get. I don't even think it's gonna get there. I think
You
it's
think
just
it's
gonna. I think it's gonna go up because even right. You think about okay. So you mentioned like TBS, TNT, or okay. So I know TNT. You can see all the TNT stuff on HBO Max. TBS.
has their
Somebody
own
has.
app that you can do it.
Right. Right.
You watch it the next day.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it would be hard. It would be a hard sell. I guess it would literally be only for the older generation that do not use, streaming or anything like that. So and even now the older like when the pandemic hit, my grandma, she had no idea how to use Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or any of that stuff, and she used only satellite. And pandemic hit, I taught her how to use all that. Now she doesn't use satellite anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
And satellite's only good for you guys out in the West
right?
that
I
have
guess it.
consistent weather. Because
Yeah,
here in New England, you can't
yeah,
have a satellite and
right,
expect to have signal like
right.
consistently. Um, I'd be interested to know. I know some of you already answered, but how many of you guys actually do have cable, like traditional cable,
Yeah,
Comcast, FiOS, Cox, whatever it's called, wherever you are? Um, I'd be really interested to know, um, how many people actually still have it. Um, and it's a weird thing. It's like a newspaper. The
right.
newspaper is gonna die, like die. The
Mm-hmm.
newspaper is going to go away simply because it still exists because there's a generation of people that lived with it and they won't give
Yep.
it up, right?
Yep.
Um, everything's going to be online in the future, right? Everything. I'm talking everything that's not physical like this, right? That you
Yep.
can't. That you then look at this. This is physical, but I need it to operate my computer, right? This microphone is physical. I need it to couple with my computer. So if
Yeah.
it's not something like this and it can be digitalized, it's going to be.
Yeah.
And that's weird. That's weird, right? That imagine a world where there's no newspaper.
I mean, I basically already lived in that.
Yeah.
We've never got a newspaper.
I mean, I get it. I get it. The free one that they give us every week.
Right.
I used to deliver papers though. When I
Oh,
was
right,
younger,
right, right.
that was my first job, man. And
Yeah.
like, there's going to be a bunch of kids that don't get to do that. That's a
Yeah.
weird thing to think about.
A lot of kids will have like me. My first job was a barista, Starbucks barista.
Yeah, but you were like 16, right?
I
You had to have
was,
been 16.
yes, I was 16.
15.
Actually,
I
no,
think
I
they,
was 15 and a half. I was 15 and a half
yeah, I
here.
was gonna say because I got my first job at 14, but they since changed that law where you
Right.
can't work over a certain amount of hours or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and
But
you
I was a
can't.
freshman. Yeah, I was in high school, so, or no, I was sophomore in high school.
Yeah, that would have been
So,
15. Yep.
yeah, so 15 and a half.
Um, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because my first job I got when I was 11 years old, delivering papers. Technically,
Wow.
it was under my mother's name, but it was me doing it because you can't
Yeah,
you can't be employed at that age. So
right,
my mom like made it like it was hers, but
right.
she let me do it. I
Yeah,
had the I had the bag and everything, the satchel bag that you carried them in. Some
right.
on Sundays, that bag was at least 60 pounds, and
Oh my gosh.
I'm carrying that thing through the neighborhood, man,
Yeah.
like an idiot. It's bigger than I was because I'm a short
Yeah.
guy. So it was bigger than me, man. But
Right.
man, but there's that's where I learned a lot of my people skills though. Like
Hmm.
young age, that's where I learned a lot of my people skills
Yeah.
with that first job was because I had to go collecting on Thursdays for the newspaper money, and I was responsible to get that money,
Right.
right? So I had to
Yep.
be nice to people, but I had to also be stern
Right.
when
Right.
it
Right.
called for it. Because some people they're like, "Oh, this 11-year-old kid. I'm just gonna tell him I'll have it next week."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, there's some
Yeah.
scumbags like that.
Oh, yeah. Same. Same with
I won't pay the
barista.
$5.
Speaking of which, it's $5. So join our Patreon today, guys. Patreon.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, same thing with the barista. You learn a lot of people skills and a lot of
Yep.
you have a especially at a coffee chain like where I worked, the biggest one. I don't know if I can say. I don't, we won't get in trouble, right? Yeah, I worked at Starbucks. I don't know.
I worked at McDonald's. I worked
Oh
at
yeah, okay. I don't know what I don't know if there's. I don't know if there's. There it is. Join our Patreon, guys.
links in the description, baby. Special shout out, by the way, to these guys. Caden doesn't like to show up anymore, huh?
He shows up in the chats or in the group chat sometimes. I don't know. Maybe he's been busy. It's a Saturday. Maybe he slept in.
I don't take that as excuses. He used to be here every single time. Every stream he would be here. Caden Reed, Nick DePalma. Caden, you got an asterisk next to your name as of right now. Nick DePalma, you also have an asterisk next to your name. Actually, every single one except Billy and Adam. They're the only two that I won't put an asterisk next to their name. I'm calling y'all out right now.
But also
we're all
please
gonna
continue to
stop
give us that
doing
money.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but also don't listen
kidding.
to it. Please give us your money. No.
Yeah, I love all those guys, man. They're good people.
Yeah.
By the way, also check out our store. Now equipped with
Ooh.
Jiving with Jack shirts. I just created a line of the morning show shirts.
Ooh.
Yeah, the morning show got its merchandise finally. And you get some masks and stuff like that. Tie into the Zack Snyder Justice League thing. Look at this, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at how savage this guy is.
Yeah.
Shooting stuff in the driveway like this.
That is sick.
Imagine just like you're waiting to your car and you get a call to come be Green Lantern. And then
Take
this
my
is how
money.
you do it. This is
Yeah,
how you
like,
do it. This is
yeah.
how you go film that scene.
Take my money. He doesn't have to pay me. I'll pay you.
I love how the green is so predominantly like
Yeah.
shining.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, that's Zach obviously nailed the lighting. I mean, yeah, I love it. That just shows.
It looks so homey. There's
That's
a
what I was gonna
car
say.
right there.
It just shows Zach's roots. The guy is he's a run and gun filmmaker. You can do it.
What is this? Army of the Dead's dead drop yesterday? What does that mean?
Oh, I guess it was kind of a drop. So they just released a trailer of Snyder basically just talking about the trailer for Army of the Dead. It's all literal stuff we all know. He says name of the tiger's Valentine. They got it from Carol Baskin. So it's just him basically talking through the trailer. It is fun to see the Netflix, giving Netflix giving Snyder, a lot of marketing time, and he seems to be enjoying himself. So that's a fun part of it for sure.
Can you link it to me?
Yeah.
I'd like to watch it.
See here.
Wait, did he really say the tiger was from Carol Baskin? That's clearly a joke, right?
Yeah. They said that a while ago.
Send my questions.
Let me see. Can you hear me?
No.
Hello.
I can hear you, sorta. It's just cutting out.
Okay, yeah, I think it cut out because I was looking for this.
Have you ever heard me sing?
La la la.
Oh yeah, here's the kid that's playing him though. I forgot to show that one earlier. Bank. That's him in suit. Looks like a completely different person. Looks way younger in this outfit. Yeah,
No.
can't hear anything that you're saying. Goodbye. And
There we go.
Prakash says he sent it to me, but I don't see it.
I just sent it to you. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, I don't know if you heard. Yeah, but they announced that they used Carol Baskin's Tiger. Deborah Snyder announced that a few weeks ago. So, but yeah, no, that's true. That the Valentine is based on Carol Baskin's Tiger.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was real.
Yeah, they went to Baskin's whatever sanctuary to design it, and capture its movement and stuff.
Have zombie animals in this.
Yep. I like that. I like that we said he's reaping the harvest with that giant chainsaw thing. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
Damn. Well, yeah. So I can't wait for Army of the Dead. I think it's gonna be a great film. I think it's gonna be definitely. It's gonna be fun for Zach to see it. To debut it for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that he's happy.
Big deal. It's a big deal, man. Zach's the first ever. Netflix has been around for a long time. They've released a lot of movies. They've worked with big, Martin Scorsese and David Fincher, and Zach's the first one to get a nationwide theatrical wide release.
Right. That's what he likes.
Yeah.
That's what he does. Our final topic of today, guys, is Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is planning a huge rollout for next year. So Viacom CBS is moving ahead with plans to make Paramount Plus a hub for movies.
Right.
CEO Bob Bakash announced Thursday at their first quarter earnings, their call, that they're kicking off what they're calling the Mountain of Movies imperative.
Imperative or initiative?
No, it's I have written here imperative. I don't know why.
It's imperative.
Okay, wait. Kicking off the Mountain of Movies. I don't know. On the release list is Paramount sci-fi thriller Infinite, starring Mark Wahlberg and Chitwell Ejiofor.
Right.
That guy.
Chitwell Ejiofor.
And it was directed by Antoine Fuqua.
Yeah.
Releasing directly to the new streaming service in late June of this year.
Yeah.
CEO Bob Bakash is teasing that this new sci-fi thriller will be the film that puts Paramount Plus on the streaming playing board, calling the film fun and speculating that it will create a bunch of noise.
We'll
have
see.
You heard of it?
I have. I've been following it since they started production on it last year. Wahlberg had been posting and talking about it like on Instagram and things like that. It's supposed to be like an original sci-fi superhero thing. I'm definitely interested. Look, I love Mark Wahlberg, so I'll watch anything that guy is in. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. But
he's from where I'm at.
I know. And see, I've never told you this. I have a secret love for Boston. I feel like if I wasn't born in Vegas, I should have been born in Boston. Like that. Even though I've never been there, that's where I feel. I love Boston. But I think a part of me is a little worried, actually, that they're doing this.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah. So they've been planning and talking about this movie for like a year and a half. It was supposed to be like a really big movie for Paramount, and they had some on-set stuff and all that, but it was pretty quiet. After they stopped filming, once it was done with production, and it was quiet for like a year and a half. Understandably, there's like the pandemic and all of that, and but I don't know, just the words that he said, right? That it's going to create a lot of noise. I don't know. I have a feeling that it's not going to be that great of a movie, and that they might have had to switch it to Paramount Plus. I mean, because look, Paramount does have A Quiet Place 2 coming out on the 28th. That's going to theaters. I'm trying to think what else Paramount has.
Paramount does all the Transformers stuff.
Right. I know a new Transformers is actually going to start filming. I know that.
Paramount's a great company. I just don't think Paramount Plus is going to do well.
We'll see. They're going to have to definitely. They have a lot to catch up on. There's a few things that I would like recommend. For example, like they have the Paramount Network on cable. I'll get rid of that and just have Paramount Plus, because and then you can make things like, for example, like Yellowstone is a super popular show. It's huge. It's the biggest show on cable. Make that a Paramount exclusive. You're gonna get some. They have Taylor Sheridan, right? The guy who wrote Sicario and Yellowstone.
Movies.
Yeah, the guy who wrote Sicario, Yellowstone, all that. They have him like under contract. He's creating shows and content for them. He's got another show coming with Jeremy Renner. So we'll see. They're gonna need to get some exclusives like him and other people, and we'll just have to see what they do. They have that SpongeBob. I know they're going all in on SpongeBob. They have like a SpongeBob prequel series that's exclusive to Paramount Plus, and the new SpongeBob movies on there. And so I know they have like the Nickelodeon properties too to capitalize on. I think an iCarly revival is coming to Paramount Plus. Mm-hmm. That's like them as adults. So they have content. We'll just see what they do with it. I think it could survive. It's just they got to make themselves unique in a very saturated market,
Prakash unlocked. How did you do that, man? Prakash got access to the first 15 minutes of Army of the Dead?
No, nobody has access to that yet. But you get this tweet and you retweet it or whatever, and basically on the 13th, next Thursday, we'll get like some link to the first 15 minutes of Army of the Dead.
So how do I get it?
So you'll receive more info on your mission to unlock. So that's a good question. How do you get it? I know I did it. Let me see if I can like send it to you.
I want the first 15 minutes.
I want to be a part of it.
I want to be a part of it. New movies every week. Get ready. Yeah. God damn it. Yeah, send it to me. I'll try to get in it, but if not, that's okay. I'll just ask you when it comes out how it was.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, we got a couple more minutes left. I know when to hold out.
Dude, I've been listening to that song all week, like since that trailer came out. I've been listening to that song nonstop.
Very good tune. But anyway, guys.
I think next Thursday, the Into the West guys are going to come with me to see Army of the Dead. So we're going to go see it next Thursday night.
Fire!
Yep. Check Deborah Snyder's Vero.
Cool. I will. All right, but yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. We're almost at that hour and a half mark. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. I know it's Saturday. I know it's the morning, sort of. I know energy was low. Energy is low on Saturday mornings. That's okay. I won't hold it against anybody, except for Austin, actually.
Bad man.
But make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. I actually got a couple things that are debuting later today. They're going to be pretty fun. So make sure to check those out. Share the streams, share the show, share everything. Follow us on our podcast platform, please. That really helps, generate the numbers and gets us seen on all the podcast platforms like Spotify, Brecker, Sprecher. There's a bunch of different ones. But yeah, so check us out on podcast platforms, follow the show, and make sure to listen each week as each episode debuts for the morning show and for Pop Culture Corner podcast. We do it for you, and we do it for the culture. Become a Patreon.
Right. Can I